Hello and welcome. My name is Saria, and we are here to tackle the Doom Room. Yes, that's right. I have a Doom Room, and we are tackling it today. So, this is actually part two of these video series so far of me tackling my Doom Room. So, if you haven't gone and seen the first episode, I highly recommend going and checking that out. Now that we got the formalities out of the way, I want to start by also saying that although it looks like these could have been a day apart, I actually think they might have been at least a week apart. And the reason I'm sharing this information is because I feel like for most people, that is extremely realistic. Not all of us have a schedule where we can go and work on a project every single day, unless maybe we have a free weekend open. For the most part, most of us might be picking things up and putting it down a week apart from each other, or maybe a month apart, depending on when we have time to do it. So I wanted to let you guys know that this was not a 1 or 2 day project that happened simultaneously. It actually happened about a week apart. It just so happened that about maybe every Monday, I had some free time where I was able to clean the room, and that's when I was able to do it. So now that we are all ready to go, let's get into it. Yeah. All right, so we're back in my Doom room, and we're going to continue working from where we left off. Today, I think what I'm going to tackle first is over here in the front. I have a bunch of little odds and ends, and I want to go and organize them and find a better solution. Originally, I had some things in this compartmentalized drawer, but I feel like it's too much and it's not helpful for me in how I think and how I organize. So I'm probably going to come up with a better solution as opposed to that. I also, because I do have some jewelry things, I'm going to also grab, I have like a jewelry box up here with some jewelry stuff. I'm going to do that as well because I think I just want like all the little things as one thing. So let's go and gather that, bring it to a different room, and start organizing it. I'm also going to take these few puzzle bags and put them with the rest of my puzzles. After thinking about it for a little bit, I decided that I'm going to put it in this box that I got. This box was a recent purchase from Ollie's. I thought it looked cute and it was the perfect size for my shelf. Currently, it has no purpose, so holding these puzzles seems like a good use of this space. I think I might also put these real little ones that I have in there as well, just so they don't get lost. That should be good. All right, small detour. I did get a bucket. Actually, I got a few buckets. Fortunately, when I went to Target, they had their containers 30% off. This is actually not the container I bought. This is the one that I originally had I think my fat quarters in. And then as I was stacking my bins, I realized it was slightly different than all the other ones. But I think it's good because the other ones I think are way too big. This I think is the perfect size. So I'm going to move my office supplies in here. I just kind of shoved them in this cubby for now. But I think this is good to do first before I go into those knickknacks because as I was pulling them out, there were quite a few that fit under office supplies. So they might end up in here anyway. So having this pre-done, I think would be helpful. So let me go and organize that to start. And of course, I have a very helpful helper. You can have the empty one when I finish, Cookie, okay? Now, I had a friend come over and they were telling me that if they were doing this, they would have sorted them differently, like have a container just for like my pens and things, and then my other stuff have a different container. I told them I don't find that I need to have two different containers because I know anything related to office supplies are all in this one, and that works for me. I also kind of already sort them in that manner as well, where I have all my pens and pencils on one side and some of the other stuff on the other side. So I kind of already compartmentalize all of my objects to begin with. So I'm not really concerned about that too much. Legals and things. Go over here. Yeah, I think the key is if you have at least a little bit of a system, it's so easy to find what you're looking for, and you don't need. This shouldn't be in here though. Box cutters would be in a different category for me. Maybe these little guys, I'll get a little basket. The nice thing is my doom room is getting to a point where things are pretty much really easy to find. Because, like I said, I already have everything pretty much organized. It's just finding like a more permanent home for them is where I'm at. So, like, I know I have a ton of these little trays. So now I got a tray just full of little things. And that should work. Right. And I knew this box was going to be a bit too big. I was hoping to find one that was more this size, but just deeper. But I couldn't quite find the perfect bin I was looking for. Here you go, Cookie. You can go in there. That's a perfect one for you. But again, I have more office supplies over there, so some of that would end up in here anyway. So we'll just put this to the side and I'll come back to it. Right, so next I want to sort all of my little things, as I said. I think it's kind of divided into a few categories. I have some crafting things. I think I have some jewelry stuff, and then just other like sewing tiny things. So I think first thing I want to do is just put them in those broad categories, and then from there find storage solutions, which I think I hopefully have thought about in advance and have. Sorry, the cat is super distracting. So I think I have a general idea, so it shouldn't be too bad. So I can start with beads. This would go with jewelry stuff. So I'm going to make a nice big pile on my left side of my couch for that. Oh, distracted cat. Let's see. I have a couple big stickers. So I'd like to get a little container just about the size of them so that I can keep them nice and fresh. And then when I want to stick them on something, I can go and do that. Some Velcro. This I think would go in like sewing notions. Let's put that back here. There's just one needle. Sewing notion. Okay, this is needles for a sewing machine. More needle. This, I guess, would also be in crafting. Of course, you want yarn. This should go in my yarn ends. That has a spot already in the house. Excuse you! This already has a spot in the house. It's a glasses cleaner. Okay, then scrubbage. Garbage. Extra zipper goes in sewing notion. This would go in sewing stuff. This is sentimental, I believe. Yeah. But I don't think I need this anymore, so I can get rid of that. Even though it doesn't look like this is sewing notions, because I like to keep, some headache stuff in all of my little sewing bags. So I have a few new ones that I created that this can probably go in. But I don't know exactly which one yet, so I'm going to put this in sewing notions. Okay, maybe I have a sewing notions and then other craft. This would go in other crafts. We're going to start an other craft pile. This would also be another craft. They're just blank dice, and at one point I was going to make some custom dice, but then I realized how difficult it was, and I was going to donate these and get rid of them, but then my husband's like, oh, maybe we can make something with those. So it's back in my house again. So I guess we'll just keep it in other craft supplies. More eyes. That's other sewing projects. Yeah, thumbtacks. That would go in my office stuff. Oh, I didn't make an office pile yet. I guess office pile will be directly behind me. Velcro dots, also office supply. That'll go behind me. Alright, googly eyes would go in office supplies, or not office supply, craft supplies, and I have some gem dots that would also go in craft supplies back here. I got some rubber bands. Ooh, some of these too. Oh wait, hold up, pause. There is some sewing chalk in this bag. Okay, let's see. Are these bad? Yeah. These, I think I did have in a box that was like pretty airtight and they were holding good, but they got air exposed when we did the sorting. And now a bunch of them are toast. So this is actually just going to be trash. Because pretty much all of them are either dead or very close to it. Alright, I guess that yarn became a cat toy. I don't know if you can see her or not. This is going to go crafting because it's for my tie-dye shirts. I do have some rubber bands for the house elsewhere. This is office. More needles still to go with sewing. This is some cord for jewelry making, so that'll go over there. And then I got a bunch of zip ties. I was going to stick this in crafting, but I might just put this in office supplies. This might be something that I probably remember is in there. We're going to look for it. I got a replacement pen for my phone. I think I'm just going to put this with like my screen protector, so I'll put that in that pile. I don't want to tackle this guy yet. Oh, this is just an empty jar. I don't need this right now. I just have some rings. Some of them are a little tarnished. I don't know what kind of metal that was. What is this even? There's some funky things in here. Some different types of rings. I don't even know where I got these. I guess I'll throw that with jewelry stuff. I got one homemade knob. It's really pretty. I would like to use this somewhere. So I think this just needs to go in like my workshop. So that has a home elsewhere. Straps are so hard to open. Oh, these are just D-rings. Little keychain holders. Okay. So that can go in general craft. See what's in here. Got an empty needle holder. Again, this is for project bag. Some of these types of clamps, and actually I got quite a few of them. I guess that would be in general crafts. I got some punch things. I'll put that in general crafts. Oh. This has a spot in the house. I have a feeling they're going to end up all over the house by the end of this video. I'll put these in general class. I bought these for clotheslines and I only installed one clothesline and then called it done. And I haven't needed more, so I can use it for something else. This is garbage. This is garbage. This is a pretty little bowl that I made. It can be a hat right now. Alright, these are little beads that I took off of this shirt because I didn't like how they looked on it. We got more beads. Oh, cord managers. That can go in office supplies. Craft supplies. Got a lot of sticky tack. Let's stick that in office supplies. I actually need sticky tack for anything. Office supplies. Got more Velcro knots. Office supplies. I have some command strips, but I want this in household, which I think would be different. So that I'm going to throw back in the gym room for sorting, and these go back in the gym room. Ooh, I got some nice, pretty labels. Those would go in. That would be great for my craft show. I did make some custom labels using some stamps from my last one, and I think they looked really nice. Let's grab the last few loose things before we get to this guy. elastic cord that'll go in, necklace. The blades I want to keep with my out and about sewing stuff so I can find them. Actually, I'm just going to keep them with my X-Acto blades. Not my X-Acto blades, my X-Acto knives so I can find them. I usually buy the ones that have little storage things. I'll probably just throw them in there. I got some fun rings. I'll just throw this in my craft supplies. Okay, and these are, I think this whole thing, yeah, this is office supplies that I didn't want to put in my bin before, but I think I am going to put them in my office bin now that it's big enough. So we'll put that in office supplies. These are some handmade tags. It didn't quite work as well as I thought with my stamper, but I have some other options I can try with them. So I gotta keep these somewhere where I'm not gonna lose them. Yeah, they're going on my desk. That's the only place I'm not gonna lose them. These are old signs from my craft shows. I was kind of afraid to throw them out, but I think right now I'm in a good spot where I'm not going to need them again. So I think I can finally throw them out. So those we trash. Grometer, rolling craft. So now let's tackle this thing. So these are all just extra large googly eyes and some extra large noses. Now I'm pretty torn on them because I don't ever make any stuffies that are large enough to need anything this big. But my thought is, do I keep them in case that ever changes and then I don't have to rebuy them? Or do I donate to them to someone who could actually use them? I might try the Facebook Marketplace use and see if anyone is interested. Next, I got a bunch of lighters, and in college, they kind of just would turn up in my house. If you've been in college, you understand. I just kept them because I use them for fraying edges on certain boards and stuff, like especially the synthetic ones. So it's always good to have some lighters around. We'll throw those in crafting, and I'll find a spot for them. Here is the rest of my stickers. So we'll throw stickers with stickers. Got a yarn needle, nice crafting needle, and then I have a bunch of yarn from a leftover project. And I think I was torn about whether to get rid of it or not in case I needed to ever repair it. It was for a bag that I crafted. Let me go get it and show you. It's super cute. So I got this as a project from Rhinebeck, and it just is this super, super cute little bag that I made. And I love it, but I figured if I ever needed to repair it, like these little thistle bits come out, or maybe my knots or anything, I figured if I kept the yarn, I could repair it. Do I hold on to that little bit of yarn in case I have to do repairs, or do I just get rid of it? I guess I could just put it in embroidery floss and just leave it in there, and then it's all together, it's all labeled, and they're small enough. I think I might just hold on to it and keep it in there, and that should be fine. So this has a spot in my house. Next one. So this is jean buttons. I guess that would go in sewing. Then we have some snap fasteners. Oh, some rotary blades. Those would be helpful. That should be, oh, that has a spot. That needs to go to its spot. And then this is just cards and other things from places that either were inspirational or where I bought something from them or thought about it. I don't think I need any of this. This is just, I'm just gonna trash it. Oh, I got some Pokemons. These little knickknacks. A little wooden bear that someone hand carved. Some baby Pokemon. And a little turtle I got at the beach one time. I'll find a spot for those. I got like a little kit for mending, but I never actually used it, and I'm not sure how helpful it is. I'll just keep it in sewing and I'll have to test it out. That goes in office supplies, more cord manageable. This is glue, but it's for, this is a craft one, I believe. More cord manageable things. Also could go in office supplies. Oh, then I got some loops. That's what I wrote, loops, because I didn't know what to call them. I don't think I would ever use these, but you never know. It only takes one project. And then you're like, oh yeah, should I use those things I had already? Put it in crafts. I feel like I started mumbling. I apologize. Those little pins for jewelry, that'll go in jewelry. Oh, glasses repair kit. I'm gonna go put that in my medicine cabinet. We got little eyeglass. I guess that would be like sewing stuff. Oh, I got really, really tiny eyelets that, you know what, we'll take this for now and dump them in there. Little grommets. And I did not apparently take any Goo Gone to that because it is sticky. Now we got bigger eyelets, and this one I do have the bangers for. We'll have all that in grommet. I'm less scared of losing the big ones. Alright, so we have some more needles. So with some sewing machine needles. Maybe I should have kept some of my labels. Oh, I thought these were super fun. Got them on clearance. They're just like little classy things. So I was thinking if I ever made a cowl or something, or a cloak. That's what I was thinking of. If I ever make a cloak, so I got these as well. Ugh, too many. If I ever made like a cloak, which I do like going to the run fair, so I feel like it will happen in some sort of future. I just gotta get the motivation. Some more needles. Yeah, I was aware that there was needles in here. I mean, that was pretty much the main category I had in this, but to dedicate this whole giant thing just to a few things in needles and some stickers. Oh, these are trash. These are old watch bands to a watch I no longer have. Anything else? Oh, there's a button. I have a spot for buttons already. There is some lost lobster clasps. Anything else hidden? This one's got something. Itty bitty keys. I can go in crafting. Now let's just that divider again. Okay, so this is empty now. Oh, whoops. This is empty now. I think it could probably be better used with all of our tools. Not that it's awful for crafting things. I just think it was too small for most of the stuff. Like I could fit a few needles in there and like I said, some stickers, but a lot of my sewing things, I just either have too much of it or they're just much bigger and it didn't make sense for that storage to be used. Alright, I got one last thing, which is I got one giant box up here. But I think most of this is all jewelry, but I'm going to go through it just to check. Got a bunch of pliers for jewelry stuff. And I have a few more. I got a fun little crimpy one and another round one. Like I said, I'm pretty sure most of this is jewelry because I threw it in here. Got stress piece stuff. We got metal leaf stuff. One of which decided to get caught. Okay, can we settle, please? I just have a bunch of fun beads because I would pick them up periodically when they were on clearance. Oh, this belongs here. Beads, 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 beads. Oh, More pliers. These one, well, this one's a snippy one. Why do I have so many pliers in here? I remember this being from a maker crate, but I don't remember what it was for. Actually, this might have been for the latch pillow. I made a latch pillow. I don't think I'm ever gonna do that again. Maybe let's donate. Wire. This cord. Those are very pretty beads. I should just turn that right into a bracelet right now. This could come in handy. Little container. Could even use that for needles. Let me take off the sticker though. I'm sorry if I sound like I don't want to be doing this. This was one of the ones I've been dreading. Like I just didn't want to go through all my little notions and organize them, and that's why they've been sitting in such a devastating state for so long. But I'll feel so much better once I put them away, right? And that's why I just gotta keep reminding myself is that, like, right now, this might be the worst thing in the world to me, but I'm really gonna love it when I have everything organized and it'll look nice and, like, not take up, like, weird room in my house that I don't need it to. Got itsy bitsy beads. Oh my goodness. This reminds me of those purse bags from the 90s. A lot of people had those sequiny bags. I was not one of those people, but they were everywhere. Another tube. Taking off the stickers. Hopefully it won't be sticky afterwards. But it probably will be and catch all the cat hair. Taking off the stickers. Making it look clean. I'm gonna throw that in my sewing stuff. And again, some of these things were not necessarily mine because I did get a bunch of stuff from my friend who to the other part of the country. The same friend. I got a lot of things from them. They just gave me like a whole giant box of random assorted and crafting stuff, and we were into a lot of similar things, so it makes sense. So this was previously my jewelry box. I don't know if it's still going to work for that. It is a nice box. I will continue to use it for something. I just don't know if I'll use it for that because let's see what it looks like. You almost came off. So clean sticker. Does anyone else like get bothered by like stickers being on things? I had to fight my urge not to take it off of the last spin, which was the one that I used for my office supplies. I'm very distracted right now. I'm losing momentum. Okay. Then all we got is this giant box of things. We got an empty organizer. Again, probably would be useful for some of this jewelry stuff. This was a fun project I did during Maker's Crate. I really like that. It's like a little holder for like mail or something. I have to glue the legs and stuff. But I love the little print that I made. I feel like it looks so cute. But the item itself wasn't super practical. But maybe, honestly, I probably could just hang this up as like a wall hanging during like spring or something. And that could be really cute to have. Maybe I'll do that. I'll think about it. Gonna put it for now with my seasonal things. Here's some homemade beads I tried to make out of clay. More beads. This is gonna be like mostly beads. But I have a plan for the beads. I do have a plan. And this is beads from childhood. Oh, little thing. I'll put that with keychain stuff. I got a nice tray of a whole bunch of different like eyelets and button things or whatever already put together. It's at a antique store. They had like a couple different ones. I'm not sure what everything in here is. This is sewing and sewing. This is something I've avoided for a long time. This is like old jewelry that I decided I didn't want anymore. I think I was trying to sell these at a craft show at some point, but I could possibly try to sell these on Facebook Marketplace, see if anyone would be interested in them. Maybe that's a good. Alright, so this is a future me project. I am not doing this right now. We'll put that in the marketplace, go through. I'll have to find out about these bracelets and necklaces. They might be gold. I don't know. What else we got? Great. More keychain stuff. Got just a necklace class. This is more old jewelry that I just stopped wearing. Okay. What else? I think these are just all necklace chains that I bought online. Same with this. They're just necklace chains I bought online. Okay. Into the jewelry. And that's actually everything. Thank goodness. Alright, let's start with easy. I'm going to put the office things in the office box. That I think is the easiest one I got. So all the office things are directly behind me. We'll get the office box that I just made. By the way, it's looking gorgeous in here. Probably not going to look so gorgeous after I put these things in. Okay, note cards with the note cards. The cord organizers, I'm going to put in that little container box that I had. I'm going to throw these Velcro dots in the same bag. The Velcro dots are together. Check. Sticky tack. I don't think I need sticky tack anymore, but we'll just hold on to it for now. I think these little fasteners, I think I'm going to put them in craft because I feel like that's where that would be more helpful. What did I do? I thought I had, oh, here it is. I thought I had tacks. I did. And those tacks fit? I don't think they can fit in the same one. Trying to figure out the best way to sort things. I do like that all my paper clips are kind of together in a thing. So that's pretty nice. Kind of similarly with my sticky tack. But I think I can combine like my pins and such with my little box and maybe just make a little bit bigger of a box that all just fits together. I'm gonna get a baggie for the wire ties. So let's just put them all in one. Much better. Great. So I got nice little ties all together, and that's a nice little throw on top thing. I actually still have a good bit of room in this, but I think that's fine because it gives me room to grow, which I'm sure I will. Well, easy, done. Done. Next. My sewing one isn't too bad, actually. So I do have 2 of these bins, and I think this would be perfect for my sewing notions. It's pretty easy to see stuff. They're not too big. It would be perfect if this could fit in here, but it's just too large. So I'll have to find... I mean, this is probably just better staying as it is. I wish there was something I could do about it, but honestly, it would be too much to really mess with it. So I'm gonna put all my little closey clasps into one. I think I'm just gonna take them out of their storage. It'll make it easier. I almost feel like it's like counterproductive to have this with this in because you can't fit anything below it. Like I almost wish it was just a container that already had this built in. I feel like if you wanted the blank one, you would have just got the blank one. Because I lose like a little bit of space with this. Would this be an insert? Okay. Then I have a few little like closey clasps. Those will be its own little category. You can see the bag. So I have like the belt clip. That can be one. And again, I can take those out. Sewing chalk, I think I might just stick in here as is. I don't know if this is the best spot for it. I do have like, I bought like 2 of them. I have an open one already in my sewing area, so I don't need this second one right now anyway. Got jean buttons. I might just stick that in as is. Although I wish, like I would like to put it in here because there already is some. But I don't necessarily want to confuse them because these are a different style. They have like a little screw you screw in where these other ones are a little bit more old school in how they are fastened. Well, I have room right now, so I'll put it in. I'll throw this in with crafting. Got an extra zipper. That I think I can just put in here. Okay, we'll put zipper in with the buttons. I think I can fit needles in another one. I think some of these I'm going to stick in these little tubes. I think the yarn ones I want to keep in their container because I'd like to know if it was a yarn needle, because those are used for different things. Put the sewing machine needles in here as well. I thought I had more sewing machine needles than this. I think. All right, so my phone died. I had it plugged in to be charging, but apparently I didn't plug it in fully. So I lost you at the last little bit, but honestly, we got like 90% of the way from where I was. And I did a few things off camera, so I'll just tie you in with that. So first of all, the pile I had to put elsewhere, I went and put away. I had this lovely tin that I've had for quite a while and didn't really know what to do with, so I ended up putting my stickers in here. So now I have a nice spot to keep all my stickers, and it's something cute and fun and should remind me that there's stickers in there. And I'm gonna put these with I have like some patches, some decorative patches. I'll probably put them in the same spots because they're kind of like similar things. So those I'll put together. I did go and finish everything with my sewing notions, or what I consider to be that. So I put all like the belt clips over here. I have these little drawstring holders. Those probably should go with belt clips now that I'm thinking about it. Let's put those with belt clips. Those are kind of similar. And then I have some some jean buttons. I didn't want to put them in this container because these ones were different. These ones have like a little screw thing, and I want to make sure they go together. Where some of these are like pronged and stuff, so they have different closings. So I figured it was fine to keep those kind of separate. And then the one random metal zipper that I had, I put in there. I have some decorative closures over here, all in that one. I went and took out all my needles and put them in here. I kept this little kit together because it's already together. And then these are just extra sewing needles for my sewing machine. I did keep my yarn needles separate, and since they were kind of in a larger container and I didn't really want to put them in a small little one, I could because I still have an extra. But I tend to put them in my to-go ones. So I kept my yarn separately over here on this side. There's some Velcro. This little container had some hooks in it and I took them out, but I figured this might be helpful somewhere in the sewing department, so I kept it with my additional storage containers, which is all over here. And then my bonus chalk is also in the bottom of this as well. So yeah, I figured that kind of is additional sewing department. Oh, I wanted to put this thing on the bottom because that I can kind of tell at a quick glance what that is. And it doesn't need to be on top. Ah! Needle down. Let me pause. Alright, so that's my sewing department all done. I kept this as is. I would like to have kept these two things together. It didn't work. But I'll keep them in similar spots so I know they go together. They'll probably go with my small thread for my sewing machine. I also got rid of my trash pile. I kept the soda that I'm working on there. And that's pretty much it. I still have to do my craft department and my jewelry department. So that's what I'm going to do next. I think I'm going to start with the easier one, which I think is the crafting department. So we'll start there. Let me get that all set up. So I went back into my doom room and grabbed some containers. I found this, which I think could be helpful for some of these items. And I have another one of that same bin as before that I use for my sewing stuff. I think that also might come in good handy. So let's see what I can make happen with these items. I think my rubber bands are fine as is. And I'm actually should have put these back in the craft room. I just thought I had more rubber bands to add, but they were all bad. I'm going to add this with all my tie-dye stuff. So this can go actually directly back in my craft bag. I wanted to say too, I am so thankful that I took a break and had lunch because my camera died, because I really needed a break. Just looking back at my footage, I was in such a bad mood. But I'm feeling better already now that I've made progress. So I'm glad that I took that little bit of a break. I think it really helped. Right. So I think this would be a good spot for like grommets. Like I could have a whole grommet department here. I have no idea what that tool's for. Oh, mine doesn't. My mom's has like a little thing to lock it. Mine doesn't. Oh, loose fits. Okay, if I bend the container a little bit towards the edges, it fits fine. So, and do I need? Oh, that's a leather hole punch. That's what that is. Then that doesn't need to be in there. Oh, I see. If I wanted to do leather grommets, that's why they have that. Okay, I think that's it for the grommet stuff, at least for now. Actually, I'm not mad about having that in the same container as the other one, because sometimes you use grommets in clothes, so having it in the same container as the sewing one I think isn't bad. Oh, here's more buckles. That should go in my sewing one. And you know what? This little handle thing, I'm going to throw that in here too. This I'm just keeping as is. I'm going to put this in with my craft supplies for my craft show. So that's got a location it can go to. I don't know why I'm not even looking at the camera. This is really, really bad. I'm sure you guys are getting a wonderful view of what's going on here. Originally, I was going to put like all these clips in here, but now that I'm looking at the size of my lighters, this probably would be a good container for lighters. It's like the perfect size. Actually, it's a little small to go horizontally. Okay, then we'll use it for clips. I'm going to put all these little binder clips in there, just loose. I'm not going to organize them. I feel like that's a huge waste of time and energy. Even these guys, I'm going to take them out of their bags. The grommet maker. Maybe I'll just put the hole punch in the grommet thing. I'll just have to remember I did that. All done. Oh, here's more hole punches. Okay. That's what I was looking for. Let's put the hole punch with the hole punches. I'm gonna put it on my craft desk. I don't know exactly where else would be a great spot to put it, where I will remember that it's there. I feel like if I put it with the grommets, I'm not gonna remember it's in the grommets. And you just gotta know your brain and know where it's gonna think about stuff. And mine is saying I would look everywhere but in that box. Now I have these little fasteners, and I'm not sure where I should put these. I'll have to think about this. Where would I know to look for these? Maybe these should go in my... I think I'm going to put these with my office supplies, because I don't know where else I would think they would potentially be if I was searching for such a thing. But I think if they were office supplies, I think I would be able to find them. Okay, getting close. Maybe these blank dice I'll just throw in here. If nothing else, they can serve as a cute cat toy or just decorative squares. Because my cats like playing with dice. Uh-oh. My jar's not going to be big enough. What do we do, Chi? Our jar's not big enough. I guess we gotta go look for a bigger jar. You got a bigger jar, Chi? I was wondering when you'd come show you face. He was hiding for a while. Let me go look for a bigger jar. Found this. That should work. Most of the things I found way too big. This one is also way too big, but I think it could be fine, and I can put those decorative stones in there, and then maybe these are just decorative things. Decorative rocks, decorative stones, decorative cubes. That can go in like flower vases or what have you. Impromptu cat toys, whatever. Alright, so that solves that problem. And now I have, well, it's not empty. I think I should put these in here, or just, I'm just gonna get rid of them. I don't know what the heck I would use these for. That can go. Oh, there's more carabiners. I'm gonna put this in my household department because I'm not gonna remember them if I throw them in any of these. Because this I know I need for my house. Okay, now I need a container for lighters. But it can be open. That one I don't necessarily need a closed container. I think I'm just going to use one of these bins for lighters. Perfect. That is done. Alright. Then I have googly eyes. And the little sticker gems. I'm just going to keep them where they are. It's fine. I think I have more googly eyes somewhere. Because I do use them for... Actually, I should just stick them with my origami bats. So I make origami bats for Halloween time, and I put googly eyes on some of them, and I sell them at craft shows, and they do pretty well. Now these decorative leaves, I don't know where to put them, but I might just put them with my collaging stuff. So that'll go in a different spot. These are just empty containers. They can go back in the doom room in the empty container spot. Now for beads. So my initial thought was to take all these beads and just throw them in a container, kind of like how I did as a kid. And I think that should be fine. I do have some pretty decorative ones, but I don't think I'm gonna ever want to sort. I feel like that sounds like a giant pain in the buttocks. I do want to use this for all the little claspity things. I sort of had one once upon a time, but this was, well, I kept them all in the bags, which was not helpful. So I could never see what they were, so I'm gonna take them out of the bag and put them in little slots. I have all types of little closures. Little earring ends. Lobster clasp. I know that's gonna be a big one. I like the lobster clasp. Maybe I just never did anything because it was such a pain in the butt to find all the little bits. Maybe if I actually go through and organize them into a container I already readily had, you know what a difference that would make? This is done. This could have been helpful for something. Maybe it still will be. Okay, I'm gonna get the container that I'm gonna put the beads in because I feel like that's a holdup right now. And to do that, so you might recognize this bin from my last video, or one of my last videos, but I think I'm just gonna use this bin I got from Home Depot and just throw them all in. Because again, I don't feel like sorting. The rocks, though, I might want to keep separate. Oh man, the assortment in here is real. I need to get a pair of scissors, though, because our some that are still on. I also find it very satisfying to dig in a big old pile of beads. Don't know why. Let's go snip these up. And maybe someday I'll go through this and organize it. But for now, I'm going for good enough. Probably not the best idea to throw these tiny little beads in there, but it's fine. Fine. So you know what? I am gonna throw the rock beaded ones. The ones that are just rocks and don't have a bead hole, I'm not. The ones that are beaded, I'm just gonna throw in here. Or those can go in. I'm just gonna throw everything in. Anything that can be beaded up. I'm gonna have the coolest looking bead box after this. Did you ever get jealous as like a kid when you would like look at other people's bead box and see like how many cool beads that they had? I know I did. Okay, so maybe in here I'll put like the things like I have these little glass bottles and I had like those rocks that like were ready to wrap. Maybe I'll throw those in here because those are something that need like an extra preparation step. These look like they glow in the dark. I don't think they do. They kind of look like they might. Ooh, look at these lobster claws. Put them in here. Oh my gosh, this is so much easier. Why didn't I do this like forever ago? I actually think I might have picked a box that's too big. I don't think I'm gonna fill this up. Wonder if I do have a smaller box. This box is gonna be way too big. I don't think I do though. I feel like whenever I have small boxes, I use them. The bigger boxes, I have like a harder time using. I should just get like a bracelet chain that I can like easily take off and just change the beads on it. That'd be so much fun because I have a ton of fun beads, and then I can just wear all my cool beads whenever I feel like it because I got lots of them. Although this one I might want to keep separate. I like this. Those are really pretty. Wish it just was already a bracelet ready to go. I mean, it kind of is, but I'd have to have a way of attaching it. This I want to keep separate. I like that one. I should just make that one right now. Here you go. Okay, these are just rocks. I did do ones like that before where I wrap rocks with the metal wire. I found that to be pretty fun, actually. Oh. Wait, what? What did they do? How did that even happen? So I almost got it. And this one looks like this eats this. I think this then needs to attach to like one of these somewhere. Maybe attached right here. Does that make sense? Though, you know what? I think they just got really confused and tried to make it work because the clasp is like all the way. You probably can't even see. Yeah, the clasp. Ooh, focus, 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 focus. Maybe. So the clasp is like all the way down here, and then there's just off of this one strand. Let me hold this way. There's like four. Well, there's three dangling ones on that one. I feel like it was just supposed to be a fun chain, but I got caught up. But I think this could be fixed, and that could be a fun decoration. Maybe I'll put that in my works in progress and try to fix that. Okay, these are just all necklaces, and I'm going to put the necklace with the necklace. Beads in the beads! This is taking way longer than I thought it would today. I thought I'd get a lot of stuff done. I was like, oh, I'll just do the assortment of little things, and then I can video edit, and I can do all the other things I have to do today. But I've literally only done this today. I underestimated how long this project would take today. I should have known better. Like, there's a reason why I was dreading doing this one, because I knew that organizing the little bits were going to take forever, but I was under this assumption for some reason that it wasn't going to take forever. Okay, let's get this sorted out of the way. This, I think, when I'm done, can fit on top. So this can go in this bucket, but I'm obviously not going to throw those itty bitty beads in here. That's just ridiculous. They're already sorted and they're certain colors, and yeah. You can tell I'm done with this and I'm over this project, right? It's not just me. Like, you can try to be positive. All right, we're gonna try to be positive and happy, and we're getting close. And I might actually be able to fit my big beads in there. I didn't think I would be able to, but I might actually be able to. And that's exciting. And you open this. Oh, there you go. I command you, come out. It's a cool container. I like that it like has a holdy thing. This one might be a fun one to keep for little storage of things, like the needles and stuff. Okay, so this is a lot of little beads, and I think these are the ones from my friend. Oh, it looks like these blue beads are the same as mine in there. Oh wait, this one, no. So I might just keep these separate, because again, these little micro beads, just throwing them in there is just asking for it. And I think the sad part is I already got rid of, this might be her set, because I think I got rid of mine. We both used to do the real small beading on the looms when we were in high school, but it's just not something I'm into. Like, it's fine and relaxing every once in a while, but I feel like the setup and the end product were not worth it, mostly because, well, I can't use metal. I'm allergic to metal, so like I wouldn't be able to ever appreciate it. But using like the plastics and stuff, they always would, like, after some point, or when I was using thread, it would just break, and that's just annoying. As you spend all that time working on it, and then it breaks. I was also a little bit too rough on my stuff as well. I'm really loving this container though. It's looking so nice. I feel like that is way more motivating to actually do some of these things. I think the best part is seeing the end of this. I can see the end. It is so close. Oh, this one has little hook so you can hang the bottle, and I don't have to put the hook in there. Nice. I thought ahead. I think sometimes too, like when things are just in their package and you never touch them, it like you never want to touch them because they're like, in this manicured thing. But sometimes I think you just gotta do this. Just put them in a container where you can easily grab and use them. And sometimes that's all you need. You just needed it to be easy. When things are just too hard, you're never going to do them. But if you make it easy for yourself, and I think too, it gives a lot of creativity as well, where like when you have the preset ones, like you're less likely to change them up and make them look cool. But when you have a giant mess of things, you're like, oh, I could put this with this, and this one would be cool with that, and get way more ideas, way more inspiration. These are cute little flowers. I'm definitely a sucker for flowers. I am so close. So very, very close to the end. Oh, I have more ring things. Well, I think I'm just going to keep them in this container, although I should clean it off a little bit. Well, here's another one. I'm going to make something with that too. I'm leaving those two aside. Maybe I'll combine the two. Oh, just this bag and then the giant bead bag. And I'm all done. Oh, that's cute. It's a little flower. I didn't make it, but it's cute. Oh, these are pins. Got a sun pendant, a little flower one. Those are cute. I don't really wear pins, but I feel like I did collect a few recently. Maybe I should wear them. Oh, this is another pen, but this one's not my style. That one I'm gonna donate. But it's definitely my friend's style though, for sure. The final thing I can do is put these wooden beads in that I bought. And then my giant bead bin will be complete. Actually, maybe I did pick the right size box. Oh, yeah. See, that's what I was missing. The wooden beads give all the sound. Alright. I don't think the last one will fit. Well, let me mix it up a bit. There's nothing else. I have a fun ASMR bin. I feel like just being able to do this made this worthwhile. Now I just have a fun bin to play in. I was definitely one of those kids that spent a lot of time in the sandbox. I love digging and playing in sand, and oh, this is just as satisfying. I think all those wooden beads made it because oh, look at this fun one. That's cool. Got like a turtle. There's the star. Got these little bright pink ones. Here's a butterfly. Little pendant. Some puka shells. Cool night thing. There's that giant bird. Some hogs. Oh, oh! I didn't even know they opened. Yeah, I was looking at these and I was like, these are cool, but I didn't even realize they can open. Like one of these was in here. Look how cute that is. That's awesome. Sweet. Ooh, look at this bead. I never saw that one before. That's so pretty. It's a rainbow bead. And now it's gone forever. Got a fun one with flowers. Little skull bead. This cool one with polka spots. Got this guy. Like, I feel like there's just so many cool options. I feel like I could at least, like, if nothing else, just play in here. I feel like this would be fun. There's so many cool things in here. Wow. I don't know what I'm gonna do about this one. I might get rid of some of my first clay ones that I tried. Some of them are fun and like, like I feel like this could be useful. But other ones, they were an attempt. Yeah, I like this one a lot. This one's also really pretty. Well, there's one of the metal flowers that I had. This big one. Ooh, shiny! Yeah. For this. Wow. I'm gonna just chop everything out and go straight to when I just got to the beads because this is awesome. This is why you need a big pile of beads just to be able to do this. Like look at that one. That one's so cool. There's so many fun ones. So yeah, I feel like having this giant thing made everything worthwhile. I also now have all the clasps and thing I can need, and they're all together and easy to find. I don't have to dig through a bunch of bags. I don't know why it took me so long to do this, but that's done. Oh, this could fit in here too if I needed it to. Let's see, what else do I have? I have this one that's got, oh, I just spilled those everywhere. these pendant maker things. I just know they're for pendants. I got some little jar things, rocks that I could wrap, or this one could probably fit in that little like holdy thing. Got some amethyst, although it's not really shined up. I don't have a rock shiner. Got these fun ones, which would be really nice to like wrap in some wire and decorate. So that's fun. I do have one more, which could fit in here, but if I do put this in here, I wouldn't be able to fit anything else in here, which might be fine. It could be alright. Maybe, I'm just gonna pour this one in. I'm gonna do it. I want all my beads together. I don't want any loose beads. Alright, they're all together now. And do that if I can't find what I'm looking for. Maybe it means I need to make something. But they're all together now. Perfect. I got my tools, which I wish they all fit in the one thing. Like, it's nice to have a kit, but it would be better if the kit fit. I must have gotten a second kit somewhere else. Though some of this doesn't look like a kit. Or you know what? Did my friend buy like literally the same kit and then we just had two? Oh look, they zip in. Done. Never mind, not a problem anymore. These little beads, I don't know what I want to do with them. I did get rid of all of my little beads. I think I might donate these as well. I don't want to deal with them. I think I'm just gonna donate them. For the same reason I donated mine. Sometimes you just gotta do that. Now for the rest of this stuff, I really don't want to necessarily put it back in this bin. But maybe it would all fit. It fit nicely. And then it's not so bad. Let's see how nicely I can make it. Because I think that's the point of contention. If it's not easy and nice, then it almost serves like no purpose. It's actually not looking too bad. But I'm sorry. I have my little clasps. I have those wire necklace things, that, and then all I need to add is a few more like that stuff and this. And actually that's it. That's all of it. And it fits in there nice. And it's organized. Oh my goodness. Crazy. So I have all that together. Oh my god. Look at me go. Alright, so that finished that organization project, which I'm feeling good about. My gym room, not my craft room, my gym room is looking a lot better, which is nice. And I think I can actually fit these on the shelf somewhere. Because they actually are organized and look nice and everything, and they don't look like garbage. Right, so for now we're gonna put them down here. I think once I finish going through my gym room, I'm gonna go through all my shelves again and kind of rethink them. But it is a crafting thing, so I'm gonna stick it with all of my craft stuff. Maybe that'll entice me to actually do it occasionally. If not, maybe it'll just be a fun bead bin that I get to play in because I enjoyed that a lot. And now I just have to clean up all of this mess that I made. So we'll start with trash. Actually, that's trash too. So those are both trash. So we'll throw out the trash and then we'll put everything else back where it goes, or if it's donate or whatever, we'll go and do that. All right. And I just want to say thank you for everyone for sticking around to the end. I know this was a long video. There was a lot going on here. I highly underestimated how long it would take me to clean out this room, let alone to organize that specific group of topics. It's one of those things where I put it off for so long, and there's a reason why I did. It was quite intensive and it took a lot of brain power. I was definitely overwhelmed by the time I finished, but I think taking a break really, really helped me out. And I think that could help others out as well. If you're ever finding yourself getting frustrated, don't continue to bull your way through it. Take a break, take a step back, and relax a little bit, and then try coming back to it maybe a day later or maybe an hour later. You'd be surprised how big of a difference an hour can make, especially if you change your scenery up. So I hope you guys liked it. I really wanted to show here like the nitty gritty stuff. Like, it's easy to do something that's very generalized, but a lot of times, especially with a bunch of like really tiny objects, it can be frustrating and not knowing how to organize them. So I thought going through it would be helpful to some people, because I'm sure I'm not the only one who maybe is into jewelry making or sewing or knitting, and we have a lot of notions and other items that take up a lot of space, or don't take up a lot of space, but they're small and we need to figure out how to organize them. And for me, the way I had it before, I could never find anything because everything was in their original packaging, which made it difficult to go through. And I would just be flipping through all these like packaged items and never be able to find what I'm looking for. So in this case, I decided, you know what? I'm just going to remove that barrier. If I take it out of the packaging, not only is that one less step for me when I go to get the object, but it also lets me see it more visibly, especially in the little containers that I have with all the different segments. It's so much easier to quickly spot exactly what you're looking for in that moment and not have to rifle around, especially when you have everything of a similar thing, everything that's similar together. Like having all my jewelry making clasps and everything that's to do with jewelry making in one little box, I just have to go in there and I can find any little clasp that I'm looking for on any specific day. So it really cuts down on all of the legwork and makes it finding what I'm looking for so much easier. Right. And the last thing I want to talk about is just wanted to break down the process. There is so much going on in your mind when you're trying to tackle a doom room or organize and categorize things for the first time. What I ended up doing was, again, I went easiest first, and for what was in my room at that time, all the jewelry stuff and the little crafting items were right in front and the easiest thing to access, and I just needed to tackle through it because they were all over my house in all these different places, and it was driving me crazy because I could never find anything. So what I ended up doing is I took that general category and I broke it up into separate categories, which was my jewelry making, crafting items, and sewing items. Now, as I did it, I found out some things that I thought were in one category. When I went and put it away, they actually kind of belonged better in a different category, especially my sewing and crafting sections. There was some overlap there because items could be used for both of those things. And as I sorted them into more specifics, it made it a little easier to tell, like, oh, you know what? Maybe this item did do better with the other category instead because it's more closely related. And again, that's trial and error. You're not going to stick everything perfectly in the pile the first time. There is a lot of back and forth. So it's good to just generalize as best as your ability. And and then when you go to put it away in a final bin, you can then refine from there. And again, I found the same thing. There was a lot of things from my first video that I had in like all of the binder. I think they're binder clips. I don't know. There's some sort of clips. Like I put those originally with these small items because I was like, well, maybe I would use them for crafting if I put them there. But then as I thought about it, I'm like, you know what? I'm never going to think about them as a crafting object. I'm always going to think about them as an office object. So I went and put them in with my office items. So again, you never know. It's fine to move things around. In the end, you'll figure out what works best for you. When I was going through the video, even there was several objects that I'm like, why did I put this in here? I'm never going to remember it's there. But at least I have a video record of it, so I can figure it out if I go back and watch. Like the zip ties, for example, I don't think I'm going to remember they're in that bin. But maybe I will, because I now have video record and I've seen the video 3.5 trillion times while I'm editing. Anyway, thank you again for sticking around to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it was a long one. I'm hoping next week will be short. I might even be doing a different topic just to change it up a little bit and then come back to finishing my Doom Room project. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what rooms you're tackling and what kind of decisions you're making, or maybe you're just organizing a tray or a bin and you found a really cool product that you want to share with everyone. Please come ahead and share. The more you comment, the more you subscribe, the more you like the videos, the algorithm figures out what kind of audiences or who would like these types of videos. So everything you do really, really helps us out. All right. Thank you again. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Bye. Are you comfy? Sorry again, cat. Oh, anyway, why are you shocked? This zipper sucks. There we go. Hey, 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 what are you doing? Now, what are you doing? What do you think about that cookie? Does that tickle you fancy? Oh no, cookie. No, 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 little girl out of there. That's not no, no, we're not doing that. Cutting you off. I do love this flower. I probably poured it up like 6 times now. The little heart, with the drill in the center. Someone drilled out your heart.